What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? Okay, we're going to be talking about energy harvesting. I'm going to be giving you some examples of energy harvesting. Now, the energy of the whole entire collective has been harvested. The whole entire collective has been under the mind control and brainwashing to whatever degree that you are susceptible to it. Some more than others. Okay. But I'm just going to be giving you examples of this energy harvesting. Okay. Such as certain groups thinking they're better than the others when we live in a reality of duality that has opposites such as black and white. The whites are surely not better than the blacks, but you have this system set up in these politics where these creatures are pitting the people against one another, and they are harvesting that energy. While you're not really getting anything out of it, even if you're white, you're not getting anything out of that. That's not conducive, because when you die, baby, it's gonna be something that you see that you don't. Whew, okay. And the same thing goes for the gay people and the straight people. We live in a reality of opposites. You cannot have one without the other. Without the straight people, the gay people wouldn't exist, and vice versa. Neither group is better. And then they gave you that Bible and called you a sinner. They taught, first of all, they taught you the behaviors. They taught you to engage in the behaviors that you engage in, and then they give you the Bible and call you a sinner when you engage in them behaviors. But these motherfuckers had the nerve to build jails and prisons to put you in the jail and prison and things of this nature to harvest that energy. But I'm going to give you some personal examples of this energy harvesting as I grew up. Other than being, quote, gay, being molested, and things of this nature, being put into those government programs, that MK Ultra. Okay? That's the Big Bang. Now let's get on the Big Bang. I'm calling it, this came out of nowhere, just all of a sudden. So Spirit is calling this the Big Bang. When I was 1 or 2, and I witnessed Sharita, who at that time I viewed as my mother, who I loved, even though something was off, but I still loved her. I was about 1 or 2, sitting in a high chair, watching the father of my ex-siblings beat her into a bludgeoned mess. Now, this was the Big Bang. This is what started it all. It seeped down into my body. It seeped down into my system. This was the start of it. Okay? The one in which it made me anxious about the man that would come after him. Especially Po' Boy. One, I guess you could call him an ex-alcoholic, because I learned a lot from this individual, Po' Boy. Okay, but he still ain't shit. It was a lot of energy harvesting going on with that relationship. But before I even get to Po' Boy, we got to talk about the others, because there were many. Okay, so that harvest, that was a major harvest right there. That first time, that Big Bang, where I first witnessed this woman get beat, where in the up in the body, in the higher chakras, that I had never seen that before. That was an attack. That was a major attack. Okay, because I was shocked at it. Just the mere physicality of this realm right here, down in the root chakra, I was very shocked at it. At first I couldn't comprehend it, but at the same time I was learning. I was doing a lot. Like, I was doing my work when I was that age without even really knowing that I was doing my work at that time. I was doing my shadow work. I was already doing shadow work. I was already engaged in doing the shadow work. Okay? So that was the initial scar, the initial wound that I got from seeing my mother get beaten to a bludgeoned mess by this man. Okay. So next, let's just go ahead and get into Po Boy, because then she had a bunch of other boyfriends. One specifically by the name of Jaquan, okay, who was a complete stranger to me. I mean, the relationship lasted for a while, but at the time when she allowed this man to come out of her room to beat me. This man was a complete stranger. I didn't know him from motherfucking. I didn't know that man. Okay, he didn't have no business putting his hands on me, and she didn't have no business letting him put his hands on me. Stupid. That's what I say about a lot of these women out here have been groomed and taught to be stupid and dumb over a man. Okay? I'm not used to that. In the upper chakras at all. And everybody knew I didn't play that at all. I didn't play that. Especially in the solar plexus. I didn't play that at all. My girls had their shields and fields up. Okay? Could no man touch them. So after Jaquan, the next major relationship would be, she had many. Like, it's sad to say that she chased after man after man. She would also bring up the fact that my father ex-father, the one that molested me, was not present in my life. She would always bring that up and like throw it in my face. Like, I was like, why would she do that? I'm like, this lady was at right now at this point she's about, I would say she's about 60 if she's still living, because I ain't talked to her in years. Okay. But she ain't grown past the age of 8 or 9. Like, there's a lot of that going on out here. These adults that are children that have not grown past the age of 6, 7, or 8 because of that emotional trauma, that mind control, and that brainwashing. They are still children. Yet they think they're adults because they got money, because they got their own house, or this, that, and the third. But they are children. Essentially. Okay, now let's move on to the next major relationship, though. We're going to do Po Boy, because, see, this is the one that was government, but this feels government sponsored with Po Boy. He was there the most, and I got to tell you about the witchcraft. Let's go ahead and get into the witchcraft that I helped Sharita do when I was a child, which is what she should not have allowed me to do this. We was around that house in Cinema Ridge. I was about, 14? See, this lady already knew things that I didn't know. It's such as who I was in these past lives, especially that coven leader, the witch, the coven leader. Okay? And she took advantage of that. And she allowed me to help her do this spell on Po Boy, where this love spell on Po Boy. Okay? I feel like that's very important to speak about. So we doing this spell. We all around the house in Cinnamon Ridge, Raleigh, North Carolina, Oakwood Villa, whatever you want to call it. Sprinkling water. We around the house doing this spell, and it required us to sprinkle water all around the house and things of this nature. I forgot exactly, but I do know that we were around that house sprinkling water around the house. Okay, now she allowed me to do this. Now she is soulless. That lady ain't got nan bit of soul. Okay. Yeah, she pushed me out. What else do I want to say? Now let's get into the energy harvesting. I'm going to get into the energy harvesting. Now, that incident, the Big Bang that occurred with Daryl Hatter, beating her into a motherfucking bloody pulp right in front of me as I sit in that hot chair. The Big Bang caused a lot of anxiety about whether this would happen in the future. Okay, so her and Po Boy, and his government name was Dantes Hinton. Okay, Dantes Hinton stayed with an attitude, just like it's sort of like him and Danielle were alike in that way. This individual was always mad. Okay, he treated me like shit. He told me that I won't ever be shit. He was casting spells on me. He told me that I won't ever be shit. That I was gonna be, excuse me, living with Sharita forever. Okay, that I won't ever move out. Things of this nature, and that definitely seeped down into my psyche. There was energy being harvested, as well as the constant and non-stop arguments and fighting from the two of them led to anxiety. I would be up at night just listening to them, listening, hoping that he didn't hit her, just hoping and praying that he didn't hit her. That's energy, harvested energy. Constantly. The energy was being harvested constantly on a daily basis. Okay? That was a night, I worried about that every single night. Him hitting her. Because seeing her get beat was traumatizing. I didn't want it to happen again, even though I really feel like she deserves it. And she really deserves that hellfire, is what she really deserved. Okay? So, aside from Po Boy, now we're going to get on this speckled-eyed whore who kept up drama. And she didn't have no business having men over at the house, especially when she was 13 or 14. A boy named Nick Leitner, who I liked Nick. Nick, she should have kept Nick, but I don't know what she did to Nick. I feel like she did something to Nick that she shouldn't have did to him. Because the bitch is a witch. I'm talking about a dark witch, an undercover one too. Okay? So, let's get on her and Marcus Meeks. But before that, I do want to say that she kept up a lot of drama, kept it coming in and out of the house where we lived at, kept these men coming in and out. She didn't have no business having men over at the house. And Sharita, damn sure ain't had no business letting her have the men over at the house. Because she had this money. Now this money, where she acquired this money, my energy, that transference, my grandmother, the energy to do what she was doing, that came from my root chakra. She was attached to my root. Okay? But these men that she would have coming in and out of the house, 13, 14, 15, spending the night at the house, shacking up at the house. Danielle, little grown tail, nasty attitude. Ooh, girl. But let's go ahead and get into Marcus Meeks, because this is the next significant energy harvest. Because I will be damned. Let me tell you. Sorry. I was going to be damned if I was ever going to jump into any fight or stand up for her. No. I did that before when I was a child. Now, the fact that I know how she is, and that she starts drama, and that she wakes up with an attitude, and that she do everything throughout the day with an attitude. Nasty attitude. And she go to sleep with an attitude. She wake up with an attitude, and it starts all over again. Okay? I was gonna be damned if I was gonna be jumping into anything for any one of them. Both of them was stupid. I won't go put myself at risk for them and their stupidity and the fact that they initiate shit, they start shit. They be starting it. and causing these reactions. Even though it doesn't matter, because anyway, we shouldn't be down here in the root chakra where the women don't have the protective fields and the men can beat on them. That shouldn't be possible. But we here. Okay? So I gotta tell you about this Marcus Meeks. This little, I don't know, I can't describe to you what he looked like. He looked a travesty. But because he had some money, she was on the dick. If you ask me, they were twins, just alike. They looked alike. Also, he had an attitude, stayed over at the house where I lived and slept, and had to get up and see him with this nasty attitude and feel all that nasty anger because of my empathy and my sensitivity to the energy harvesting. I had to wake up and see that every day. Then we get down to the point where he was beating her. But again, I damn sure won't fit no, because that show this motherfucker. Also, I forgot. Let's get on the. He was into that African spirituality. He was into that whole ancestor, altars, candles. The bitch was a witch. He was into it. He was doing it, and I feel like there's something connected to that as well, but that was much later in life. So that karma transfers happened as children. Okay. Energy harvesting, because again, at the time, I didn't know any of this, especially at the time, and I was still centered within the matrix. I felt bad for the girl, but I wanted to jump into nothing for her. Knowing how she is and putting my life, this individual was somebody who wielded weapons like guns and things of this nature. I won't finna put myself in danger for this nasty attitude having ass bitch. Okay, that's how I felt about it. What else? That major energy harvest. Yeah, he was, and then one day, there was this one day when I just heard it, like I heard this loud pop. That shit, look, baby, whatever that sounded like, it hurt. Whatever that was, it hurt. Okay, and that eye, she came out of that room and it was black. It was so, baby, it reminded me of when she fell. It reminded me of when she fell playing football back in the day, and that eye swelled up like that. That's what it reminded me of. Go ahead and nerve to say, lie, the bitch is a liar. Go ahead and lie and say that she hit her head, her eye somewhere. That man hit her. Okay? And so there was this big debacle about that. Also, this scene that was outside, there was this scene, big scene, cause outside. This motherfucking man was going wild and flipping all outside. The bitch kept up drama. The point is, the bitch kept up drama at the house where I had to be. I'm an empath. I'm sensitive to energy. I'm soaking up everything. I'm a divine being. This is them harvesting energy for the system, for the beast. Okay. Now those were just personal examples, but again, there are also group examples of individuals thinking they better based on the group that they belong to. When ain't none one of you bitches, or no, even me, better than nobody here, because we are all here within this system being controlled by archons. Even if you know what you know and you are aware and awake, you still ain't better. But it's better to be awake. It's better to know. And not just know and be awake. Don't just be woke. You need to be more than woke. You need to be doing your work, doing your shadow work, doing what's called for you to do, doing what the Most High has called for you to do. Okay. Okay? Whew. Now that was a big one. Thank you.